How y'all doing? I'm Kier Williams. Um, I gave my survey about Barack Obama and I asked if you were interested in him as a person and did you like him as a president. And most of the class did, and most of you wanted to learn about his life before he became, well, our former president now. But yeah, that's what my speech is on Barack Obama and his life before presidency. Um, Barack Hussein Obama II. He was born August 4th in 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii. He had an African father from Kenya and a white mother from America, but they separated when Obama turned 2. And then in 1966, his mother remarried and they moved to Indonesia with his new stepfather. At the age of 10, Obama moved back to Hawaii, his birthplace, to stay with his grandparents. He attended Panahu Private School until he graduated in 1979. From his freshman to sophomore year, he went to Occidental in Los Angeles, and then he transferred for his junior to the year he graduated. He went to Columbia University in New York, and in 1983, he graduated with a bachelor's in political science. After he graduated, he moved to Chicago to work as a community organizer for the Southside low-income residents, and he helped people that weren't financially stable to find housing and things like that. From 1985 to 1988, he was the director of the Development Communities Project, which still focused a lot on helping those low-income families, and it gave him a sense of how to manage people and help a community. After resigning from that, he went to Kenya for 5 weeks, and he met some of his father's side of the family for the first time. So he connected with a side of his life that he never knew for the first time, and he experienced that African culture, which was so different from what he had growing up since he was raised in Hawaii by his grandparents. He started to attend Harvard Law in 1988, and that's when he also met Michelle Robinson, who's now known as Michelle Obama, his current wife. And his grades were so good at Harvard, he kept straight A's, all that, everything. So they made him the Harvard Law Review president, and he became the first Black Harvard Law Review president in history. He also was the editor of Harvard Law and Review because he was so good at writing. He became the editor. He graduated in 1991 with his doctorate, and he went back to Chicago. He then married Michelle in 1992, and he moved to a middle-class neighborhood in Chicago with her. He ended up teaching at the Chicago University for 12 years, teaching law, and then he joined the law firm too for 12 years. But in 1995, he got a contract to write a book, and the book was called Dreams from My Father. And in this book, he talked about the differences in cultures he had, but since he's mixed with both, he talked about how he came to take both cultures and figure out who he was as himself from both of his cultures. And in 1996, he won a seat in the Senate, and then 4 years later, in 2000, he ran for the U.S. House of Representatives, and he lost. And to this day, that's still his only political loss that he ever had. In 2004, he ran for the U.S. Senate, and he won largely. He beat out any other competition by a great amount. And then in 2007, he announced that he was running for president. And by 2008, he won the general election, and he became our first African American president in the U.S. history. Thank you for listening. Yeah.